In today's video, I'm going to be going over several different platforms where you can teach English online on your own time, create your own schedule. Most of these you do not have to have a teaching degree or certification, and you can just really work as you want to. You can teach a variety of languages. Some of them you can teach other subjects, and you're going to want to stick around for the whole video because I'm going to break down different aspects of each of these platforms, from the pay, the education, experience if needed. Education is needed as well, the curriculum, whether or not they provide you with teaching materials or if you have to create it on your own, and some general pros and cons with each platform that may or may not be obvious from the website themselves. And I'll also show you where you can find more reviews for these individual platforms that you can look into yourself to see which one might best fit you and what you would want to do as a teacher online. And one of these I also have some personal experience with a little bit, so I'm going to share that with you as well. So sit back, relax, grab your afternoon coffee, maybe your tea, your lunch, your breakfast, whatever it may be, depending on what time of day you're watching this and wherever you are. And let's go ahead and get into this. Welcome back to Home Base Haven, your safe haven for real work from home jobs. Today is a little bit different. Outside of the traditional, working for another company or working for a corporation, remote roles or work from home roles that I share, I always believe in multiple sources of income. I especially believe that in recent years, I think more and more people have realized the importance of diversifying your income and having multiple streams of it, because sometimes you just never know. You never want to rely on just one source for something so valuable. And I like to bring you legitimate side gig opportunities, part-time roles like this. It could be full-time if you want. There's other ways where you can be your own boss. So, and make real money at home. So that's what we're going to get into with these. First, this one right here is actually one of the higher paying ones, but first let's look at a company called English Hunt. Now, English Hunt, let's learn a little bit about them. This platform is based out of Seoul, Korea, and they were founded in December of 2000. So this is an educational publisher with a focus on the creation of English education content. So as you can tell from the name, its primary focus is to help Korean students in school learn English from native English speakers. So one thing with this one, the pay range is not the highest that you'll find on these platforms, but it is higher than other ones that you may have heard of. So on average, you can earn around $16 per hour. As far as education now, you either need to have a bachelor's degree and an ESL certification. And as far as experience, they want you to have 4 years of teaching experience or a teaching certificate like a TEFL. If you're not familiar with TEFL, it is teaching English as a foreign language. And you can find different certified or rather accredited TEFL platforms where you can pay for the curriculum. Typically, I believe it's like 120 hours of coursework, at least, on that entry level range. I can make a separate video about TEFL certifications if that's something you guys are interested in. Let me know in the comments below. I'm thinking of doing one myself, so I'll follow up with that if I do. But that is a requirement for this platform. Now, the curriculum is provided on English Hunt's platform. So that's one less thing that you have to think about. And right now they show that their fall hiring season is closed. We received, of course, many more applications than expected. If you have any questions, please email via our contact us link at the bottom of the page and they'll respond as soon as possible. But they have the breakdown of the program details that I kind of went over already. No prep needed, 4 years of teaching experience, or a teaching certification can replace the bachelor's degree or the teaching experience. So like the TEFL, like I mentioned, equipment that you need, the program start date and details, and you must be a U.S. citizen to qualify and you can live abroad, and you must have a U.S. bank account to receive your payment. So that's the overview of English Hunt's platform, and if you wanted to apply, you can do that from this page here, which says click here to apply. And when we look at their reviews on Glassdoor, They are, I will say, well rated for Glassdoor ratings. 4.4 is pretty high to see and often kind of pretty rare to see, even with well established large corporations you may think of. And it's out of, let's see, out of 22 reviews, so not the largest amount of reviews, but it's something to go from. And you can sort through those reviews on your own. Another thing I want to mention, the cons for English Hunt is typically the hours for US citizens because it is based on Korean time. Their busy times on the platform are 1 a.m. Eastern to 3 a.m. Eastern. I saw another place mention it can go through to 11 a.m. Eastern. So those are really difficult hours typically for someone in the US to work off of because it's just so off of our normal rhythm, of course. But maybe if you are a night owl or if you don't mind working kind of an overnight shift or super early in the morning, maybe before your regular morning shift, you just want to do this part time, whatever it may be, take that into consideration. It could work for some people, it may not work at all for most. For someone like me, that would not work personally. But like I said, that's the major con that I saw. Really, the only main one was that, and the other con is that because it is based on teaching Korean students, it is based on their school year. So whenever they have school breaks, whether it's winter break, I'm not sure if they have a springtime break, but summer break for them, those times there's no teaching opportunity because the students are not in school. So they're not on this platform looking for that extra help. So that's something to consider. It's not the most consistent because you will have those periodic breaks throughout the year, every single year. So, two things to consider as far as the cons of that platform. Let's go ahead and look at the next one. Now, this is Preply. You may have heard of Preply before. It is well known in this space. They are one of the highest rating teaching online platforms. And this one is really great for setting your own price. So that kind of gives you a lot of autonomy and how much you can make. You, of course, can work full time or part time on this app or website. It's totally up to you. The average pay ranges between $15 to $25 per hour. No TOEFL certification is required. You don't have to have experience as well. And you can use their resources. They give you teaching resources and curriculum that is step-by-step lessons that you can work through, or you can create your own lesson plans for your students. So you have flexibility in that sense. Now let's look more at their teacher specific page. So first you create a profile, you just sign up, then you get approved within 5 business days from their team, and then you can start earning and teaching students all over the world. And while you saw from the front page here, if you're fluent in any of these other languages, you can teach that as well. You can see by the number of teachers for each language, all these other ones outside of English have less teachers, so there's better teaching opportunity there, less competition, but you can teach English if that's your native language. And you can set your own rate, like I mentioned, the $15 to $25 per hour. You can teach anytime, anywhere in the world. There's no minimum time commitment or fixed schedule. You can be your own boss, grow professionally. Once you sign up and complete your application, you can be approved and start teaching in as little as 3 days. So it's pretty quick process, no interview process, no waiting, to hear back from management based on your interview and do 2 more follow-up interviews. Nothing like that. This is really you create and build your own business here. So teach students from over 180 countries. Preply tutors teach 800,000 students globally. Join us and you'll have everything you need to teach successfully. So you get a steady stream of new students. This is a very popular platform for your learning language. You get a smart calendar, interactive classroom, convenient payment methods, professional development webinars, and a supportive tutor community as well. And now the cons that I saw with Preply comes down to the commission rates. So if we go down here, and they did break it down. Give me one moment to find it. So how much can I earn on Preply? So this is the section you want to pay close attention to. So most popular tutors on Preply earn up to $550 a week. And the earnings depend on the hourly rate that you set, of course. So that's going to vary greatly from person to person. The number of lessons you teach and how many students continue learning with you after the trial session is kind of what your hourly rate is kind of based on, what that you set. Now, when it comes down to the commissions, this is how it works. The commission for every trial session with a new student is 100%. Okay. And then for all subsequent lessons, the commission starts at 33% and then it decreases to 18%. That probably takes based on how many hours you've taught on the platform. So essentially, the more hours you've taught, the less commission, right? And you learn more about their commission breakdown here. So if you follow that link, did it take me directly to where it should have? Give me one moment here. Okay, I don't know where it went. I think I must have clicked on the wrong thing. But you can see that they have it all laid out here for you. You make sure that you go through and read the breakdown of the FAQs and that commission breakdown so you understand how you're going to get paid. Here's a commission model right here and what exactly the commission rate will be depending on your time on the platform. So here they break it down in a nice chart. Depending on your completed hours, this is the commission rate that they take. So the more time you spend on the platform, the less commission that the platform takes. So that's the major con with this one. Like I said, they're very large and they are well known in this space. So that's just the major con here. But everything else is pretty good. And on Trustpilot, they are well rated at 4.3, which again is high for this platform as well. And you can sort through all the reviews and just, for each one of these, really just do your own research as always and determine which one could be the best platform for you and for how you want to teach online. All right. And just I want to have a quick mention to those of you that are new, please make sure you sign up on my email list. My email subscribers are always the first one to get new resources and jobs and work from home opportunities like this one where you can be your own boss, create your own schedule, things like that I share. They get it first to their inboxes before I share it here on YouTube. Plus, I have plenty of other resources for you to look through on here. So make sure you sign up down below in the description box. Let's go to the next company. This one is called italki. On their page, they have become fluent in any language, and this is more presenting to potential learners. But these are some of the languages they have on their platforms that you can see here, a wide range. Now, in particular, for teachers, this platform does take a commission as well, and they break it down here. Some more information about italki is like you also set your own rates on this platform. Now you have a community and professional teacher breakdown. So you don't have to have a teaching certification if you are going to be a community tutor. So if you're a community tutor, you focus more on helping the students learn conversational English, if that's a language you're teaching, or whatever it may be. And you just kind of help them with their day-to-day language skills, everyday conversations that they may have. So just from your knowledge as a native speaker, that's where you'll be teaching from that perspective. If you are a professional educator, you will have to present your teaching degree, your teaching certification to register as such on the platform. Other than that, you don't have to have formal experience again for those community tutors. And as far as the curriculum, they do not provide a curriculum. So if you're a community tutor, you create your own lesson plan or how you want to structure your lessons for your students. And for professional educators, typically they will use their more standard educational resources like textbooks, maybe PDFs. They might create a slideshow, things like that to teach their students. And that's just kind of the breakdown of the different options on italki. Now, if we look at their rating on Indeed, they're at a 4.3. They have 19 reviews, not a large set of reviews, but something for you to sort through and kind of determine if this is one that could be a good option for you. And again, the main con with this one is that they also take commissions and it's based on this tier system here. So you want to make sure you always look at the FAQs and things to know for each platform, just so you know which one could work for you and which one maybe you don't feel like might be worth the time based on how you want to structure your personal schedule as a teacher. Now let's go to the next one. This is Twinix, and I have mentioned this platform before. I think it might have been in a video I had last year, might be early summer, but this is a one that has more of a fun kind of marketing, and they seem like they'd be a really fun platform to work for. This is one that I have a little bit of experience with, and I'll get into that in a second. Twinix is based in Spain. The pay range for this one is about they pay in euros, but when they pay you as an English speaker in the US, it's approximately $14 to approximately $17.50 per hour. For this one, there's no TOEFL certification, no bachelor's degree required. Let's look at how they break it down. So you can teach and earn from day one. There's open availability and secure bookings from the get-go. You enjoy high rates of class bookings. They have a lot of people on their platform. Their student population tends to be more professionals in Spain that want to become more fluent. Like they probably already have a solid foundation in English, but they want to become more fluent, sound more professional, more conversational, and just work on their language fluency. All classes are paid. There's no freebie trial class like with the other platform we talked about, where there was I believe that was on Preply that does that. And ultra flexible, you create your own teaching schedule. You can transfer classes to other teachers when you can't make it to your lesson last minute. You can transfer that to somebody else on the platform, and that way you're not docked for canceling last minute. You can take advantage of last minute booking opportunities on the flip side as well. So if you happen to be available and someone else needs to pass off one of their students, you can pick that up, and I believe you get extra pay on top of that for doing that. This is simple and fun. You engage with eager adult learners. Ready to use teaching materials are provided, so they give you everything you need to teach. You don't have to create your own lesson plan. They provide that for you fully. And again, no certification is required, and they provide ongoing training as well. And then how do I apply to become a teacher? So you submit your application, and part of your application is you record short video tasks. Now, when I applied to this, I believe this was early last year, I only had to record one video, and essentially it was just kind of like a quick mock lesson. And that's not something to stress about because they give you kind of a prompt and give you a little breakdown of like a mock situation of you and your student, what to know about your student, and then they give you a specific time frame, and you just kind of conduct your own lesson. And this one's not meant to be stressful. This is just meant to be conversational and based on that student's needs and where they are and what they're working on. And you get that profile for each student before you take on that lesson with them. And then you become 20x ready with their onboarding program. That is where I am at right now. I actually had paused my onboarding with 20x. I got approved. I submitted my application. I did my video. All that was approved, and I'm on the platform. But I paused my onboarding specifically because I was pouring more time into home-based haven and bringing more jobs to you and opportunities, and I just focused more on that at the time. So I'd pause it. I might pick that back up, and if I do, I will share that here so I could give you guys more of a full-on personal experience of what it's like teaching on 20x's platform. So hold that thought for now. And the name 20x comes from their micro courses. So these courses that you teach are very short. They're 26 minutes, which is where they get the name from, 20x, the combination of 20 and 6. And that is one of the benefits here. Again, they give you, the ability to create your own schedule. You can work as little or as much as you want. You can work full-time, part-time. You can start literally from day one. So once you go through their very comprehensive, I might add, onboarding program, step by step, easy to follow. You can do it on your own time. So it's pretty great. You can start as soon as you're done with the onboarding, and they, like I said, they give you the lesson plan, so you don't have to stress about creating that on your own time. You just review it before each lesson or each student that you take on and go from there. Now, the main cons that I saw from this platform from other users, one that I'm actually in community with, was that they're pretty strict on their quality standards. And what I mean by that is the students on this platform rate you after each course with you or after each lesson with you, and you're kind of at their mercy a little bit. So of course, you're going to go in there performing your best work, doing your best with the lesson and making sure you're really tailoring it per each student. But if there's some kind of issue or whatnot, the student can give you a low rating, and there's a specific number. I don't recall because I need to go back and do the onboarding, but there's a specific number rating that they want you to maintain on the platform to be able to still be active. So if you fall below that after so many times, and they break that down for you more specifically so it's clear and and you can keep track of it, then you could be kicked off the platform. So that's just the major con there. Other than that, they seem to be great and flexible, have a fun company culture, and it's very easy to fit these into your schedule because they are micro courses, so it could be a good part-time role if you're working full-time as well. And it could be cool to work for a company based in a different company if you don't live in Spain. So that is that. And like I said, if I decide to continue my onboarding and start working on 20x, I will be sure to create a series where I share my experience with you firsthand. So that is it for this video. Real quick, I'm just going to show you 20x on Trustpilot is rated a 4.4. Very strong rating on Trustpilot. And again, there are reviews that you can go through on your own and assess, again, which platform can be best for you. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for listening. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, leave me a comment below letting me know. Do you want to see more platforms like this, more videos like this with some jobs you can do part-time or full-time on your own schedule where you're on your boss, contract type style work? Let me know. Please be sure to share this with a friend or family member that might be looking for something like this to do part-time. And subscribe if you haven't already. What are you doing? You know you want this good information, and I'm bringing it to you several times a week. So thank you again. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.